Hello guys, you want to see my top? How are you doing? It's a lovely day today. Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel for a little chat and discussion about certain subjects that I guess sometimes provoke us, sometimes prod us, sometimes make us enlightened and happy, and sometimes definitely puts a lot of fear into our daily life. You know, I was only thinking that this morning, on social media, you can just put a video on and all of a sudden it can ruin your whole day, completely ruin your whole day. A video just popped up and I don't even know why I pressed on it. I don't normally do that, but I pressed on this video and it was about a bully. And this guy is a boxer and he goes around and just beats everybody up. And this was being filmed, he was punching everybody, and then it said, oh, it's his turn now. The bully gets his own back. And then this big guy, tackles him and beats him up. And at the very end of it, he said, that this bully said, well, you got me this time, but I'll come back. And then the video went off and I felt sick and I thought, what inspires people to like that video? Did you like it because the bully got bullied? I mean, how about taking the bully and sitting him down, the big guy who beat him up, and said, look, you're brilliant at what you're doing. You're amazing, talented guy, but you've got a lot of frustration, and the reason why you're wanting to hit people is because you want to be recognized. Well, hey, let's train together. Let's recognize you. Let's help you become all that you are fearing inside. And that's the reason why you're hitting people, because you don't believe truly that you can be the champion. But let's take that away from you. Let's work with you. Let's help you. But instead, I watched this video and I finished watching it and I thought, why did you watch that? It's made me feel awful today. And it didn't. It only made me feel awful for a few moments. But I'm saying this because some of you might understand what I'm saying. Life isn't really about watching these videos. It's about creating your own video. You're creating your own content of life. Looking and working and going around, maybe picking plastic up for the day. Doing something worthwhile that you can look at and say, you know what? I'm really happy I did that today. I made a difference. And there's something in this, making a difference in your life. It's so pushed aside. It's so neglected because the system wants you to look at all the bad things. It wants you to fear and worry and to buy and to keep the system going. But when you reject all of that, when you reject social media, when you reject all the nonsense that everybody's buying into, you start to realize that your life is worth more. And a lot of the times the fear is that, well, what am I going to do if I'm not looking at social media? If I'm not looking at what other people are doing, what am I going to do? And it's almost like we've become lost and we don't know what to do, and we're always needing somebody to take our hand. We need somebody to tell us which pill to take, the blue or this pill. We need to watch something on social media to believe in that we have to do. We forgot about going into the garden and planting plants. We forgot about going for a walk. We forgot about doing charity work for something that makes us happy and to help people, to go for a talk or a chat with people and just live an earthly life. We've lost that. We're living in an illusion now. I think one of the topics I'd like to talk to you about today is the illusion of this fear of when we die. And there's so much talk on the Matrix, this new idea of rejecting the light because it's evil and bad. And so many of you keep contacting me about this subject. I did a little bit of studying a few weeks ago, and prior to that, I did a bit of studying about 4 years, maybe 4 years ago, and it was about this subject. It was huge at one point, and everybody was really being pulled into this fear energy of this light being a deception. And I started looking into these people who were pushing this agenda, this new idea that the light, when we're about to move into the light and we see a light, that don't go near it because it's a deception and it's going to keep you here and it's going to do this and that. And I thought, well, this is interesting. I want to see who are saying this. So I started doing a little bit of studying. No names mentioned, but some pretty powerful people who have wrote some pretty powerful books. But the books don't mean anything. What means something is who they are and how they came to that conclusion. So I started looking at their profile and started reading them about them. Do you know all these people, 90% of these people who push this agenda of the light being a deceiver and it's really holding you and suppressing you, do you know where their wisdom comes from? It comes from books. It comes from nothing to do with actually doing the work at all. Now think about that, guys. Just think about that. Where you're receiving your information from, is that really relevant information? Now, if you want to learn to be a master carver, would you go to somebody who has read a few books about carving work and then ask them to teach you? Or would you go to a man who spent his entire life taking a piece of wood and making mistakes, chipping away and thinking, oh shit, that's not working, and then getting another piece of wood and then going and then becoming the master through experience? Let me ask you that. Answer the question. Who would you go to? Would you go to a guy who reads books about carving, or would you go to somebody who is an actual person who's learned to carve through his hand and experience? There's no question you would go to the person through experience. Okay, so I've been doing this work 16 years, okay? And I have laid down clients, thousands upon thousands of clients. I have been in a room where somebody is moving into the light many times. I've been into hospitals, I've been to homes, I've been to, you name it, where people are about to move into the light, whether it's human or whether it's a little animal, little doggy with a soul, which we all have. I learned in the years that the light that we see is coupled with the energy of family and spirit, right? They won't tell you this, but I'm telling you. So what normally happens is I can be in, say, a hospital, and within the 2 days that the transition from being in this world moving back home, which is a beautiful transition, if you can give that person the confidence and trust that everything is okay, so they're not fearing it, that this light and this love and this transition is a very, very spiritual and sacred moment for everybody. So when you give them that confidence and help them connect, which is a healer, a good healer, a true healer, will help them connect through their third eye and their heart. They will go to these two places, and then they'll go to their crown and then help open them up to see and clear the fear, help them see through their third eye, and open their heart to release all their oh, I should have done this in my life and should have done that. That's the regrets. You clear all that. So when you clear all that, a good healer knows how to do this. Once that's happened, they then connect to what I believe is their family and spirit. Why is that? Well, how many times have I heard, oh, Mark, I've just seen my grandma. Oh, Mark, I've just seen my dad. I've just seen, yes, well, this is normal, guys, when you're about to move into the light. Very normal and very beautiful. Why? Because the spirit will come to help us back home. We say back into the light, but what does that really mean? Does it really mean a light? I think we're deceiving ourselves. We've got it all wrong. It isn't the light. It is the next dimension, or the spirit world home, which we can only see through 0.001% of our visual spectrum. So if you're in a room and you see a dot on the wall, that's as much as you can see in this world, that one dot. The rest of the room you don't see, because we haven't opened up enough to be able to see the truth. But we do capture glimpses, and one of those glimpses we perceive is as light. It isn't light, it is actually the spirit world, it's our world. So when we move through, when we close our eyes and open our third eye, we move into the dimension of the spirit world, the other place which vibrates different from this. So when people say, oh, don't go into the light, it's dangerous, guys, I can't say they're wrong, but I can't honestly turn around and say that they're right, because what I've seen is nothing but when this beautiful light of spirit, the family are here, they help them into that light and back home. We call it the light. It's just a name. It isn't the light, it's going back home. And that vibration is a high vibration, and the only thing that we can perceive it as is as of light. But it's not of light, it is our home. Okay, it's like switching the light on. We can see now, but it's another light. It's beyond our light that we know. So I would like to just make this video today to calm certain people down and stop worrying. The only thing that I have come to in 16 years of the understanding of why we don't go back home is when we reject that because we have guilt, we're worried about our family, leaving them because they're going to not have us here, the problems that we've been through in life, which are what I call challenges, and that we may not have felt that we did the right thing, that we didn't conquer them, and being ashamed of certain things that we did. That has an energy that can stop us from moving forward. It's a bit like I have different names for these in my books, and I'm writing another book about that, but it's basically it's spirit in denial. That's basically what it is. They're in denial of who they are, what they are, and what they did in this world. And that's one of the things. Sorry, that's one of them. There's much more than that. But like I said, you can be angry, you can be vicious, you can be downright evil, and reject the light because of this stubbornness. And basically, it's not really stubborn. If you clear all that away, you realize it's fear of what you've done. You know, a lot of the times when people are angry and aggressive and say hurtful things and attack you, it's not because they're angry, aggressive, and they want to attack you. It's just that they're trying to defend their mistakes, or they're going to use anything to move away from who they are and their mistakes. So a lot of the times we make the mistake that we're thinking something and it's completely the opposite and the wrong way around. Anyway, going back to hospital bedrooms, the energy in a room is very, very interesting. And I've done this many times when I've done healing work with people who have terminal cancer, which is one of the things that springs to mind. And when I'm doing the healing work, sometimes there are moments when it is so powerful that the whole of the room basically feels like it's on fire. It is so hot that sweat pours off you. It's incredible, that energy that comes through within the healing process of the spirit world, giving this energy to change the shift of the person who's in pain or suffering or in fear of moving into the spirit world. So spirit is always there, ready to help us. They never deny our path back home. They never reject us. They love us. Doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter what anybody's done. They will always be there, because there is no wrong and right in the spirit world. Everything that we experience here is an experience, and that's hard to grasp when if somebody's hurt your child and abused them. You're going to say, well, that can't be real, and that's one of the hard things to grasp. It really is a hard thing to grasp. And hey, if anybody hurt my daughter, I'd feel the same way. But when you look beyond that and you do the work and you don't become judgmental, you don't have opinions, you just actually become open and just allow whatever's to happen. I've done healing sessions on people who have done tremendously bad things, gangsters who don't even think twice about hurting somebody else because of whatever. When you separate yourself from your opinion and judgment and you give healing, those people receive more healing. And do you know why? Because they need more healing. And if I don't interfere with that because of my judgment, then what happens is they walk out of that room, and maybe that day they don't hurt anybody, and that week they don't hurt anybody, and hand on heart that they may never hurt anybody quite the same again, because they've received healing. And thus there are many different forms of healing. There's many different energies that come through at any given moment, no matter who we are and what we've done in this world and where we're going, whether it's back home or whether we stay here. So it's an interesting topic I can talk about for weeks, months, probably years. So when you're watching this, you'll be putting my voice or my message into a box, right? And you'll label me now as either an idiot or you don't know what you're talking about. And the reason why is because I haven't hit upon your topic. If I hit upon your topic now, all of a sudden I will be a different person. I will come forward as, wow, he knows what he's talking about. No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just conforming to what you know is your truth and makes you feel good and happy. But you know what? Real truth seekers are the ones who digest information that doesn't feel right and feels wrong and rocks your boat and helps you think and feel more, okay? So don't always look for people who give you the message that makes you feel better. Look for people who rock your boat, who shake your foundations, who make you think a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have often sat with many great masters and thought, wow, I don't relate to that, but hey, let me think about that and let me try and attune to that and let me work on that and see why I'm feeling the way I am. And by doing that, you end up being an amazing healer. You end up being an amazing soul who then is more open to lots of other interpretations. Because what you go through in your life is going to be your illusion, your box. What I go through in life is completely different. So if I hold this crystal up to you and say this crystal is going to help you see more clearly, you're going to say, well, I've had one of them crystals and it actually helped me feel more grounded. And actually, I didn't want to feel more clear. I wanted to be more grounded. And if I held this up and say, you know, this crystal, it'll help you become more attuned to the spirit world. You're going to say yes, or you're going to say, no, it didn't do that for me. Does it mean it's right or wrong? No. So we have to learn to not judge people and fight them and then categorize them and put them into boxes, because by doing that we are actually lowering our intuition, we're lowering our reason why we're here. We develop by allowing new understandings into our life, whether we like them or not, whether they make us feel angry or not. And by doing that we then enter into a realm of acceptance. And not that we have to agree, but we accept that what you are saying is your reality. But this is my reality at the moment. But I may change. I never know. We don't know what's going to happen. So for my understanding of life so far, for 16 years of working on clients on my bed, the light that you see when you move into the light is nothing but beautiful. Now, some of you are now going to call me a gatekeeper, right? That's fine. Call me what you want. I know my truth, and I know, and I can back it up by the tens of thousands of sessions I've done on clients that I know that when they've moved into the light, they've come forward and told me that they're home. Now, can you honestly say that you felt that and you know that to be true? And if that is the case, that you've said that, well, when they've gone into the light, they've never spoken to me and I've never heard from them again because you're a medium or you're a psychic or whatever, or are you just reading for somebody's book? So that's my understanding. Now, could there be cases that something happens that they didn't go into the light and they're trapped in between two worlds? Absolutely. And I've just given you the examples of that, because you've maybe been an alcoholic, you've drunk too much, and now that abuse within you and what you've done to everybody else, you don't want to go back into the light. You want to still stay here and make amends. And when you're about to go into the light, you might reject that. You might have been a horrible person and done horrible things and frightened to go back into the light, back home, because of your belief, your limited belief that the consequences are going to be, this is exactly where the religion kicks in. You believe that if you've done wrong, you'll go to hell. You see, it's not the light what's causing you an issue. It's religion. It's the doctrine. It's the programming. Okay? So that's my belief. That's my truth. So there are people who are trapped in between two worlds. And that's been my job for 16 years. I've gone into houses and helped clear them to go back home, to help them back into the light, back home. So that's it, guys. I could talk all day. This is 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this 20 minutes. Again, I'll never let you down. I'll always continue sharing videos with you as often as I can. I enjoy these chats with us. I really do. And it's sometimes, for a lot of people, they can't afford to come to one of my seminars. They can't afford to travel around the world to come and do pure energy healing wherever I am. And I appreciate that. I totally get that. And the ones who do come are blessed enough to be able to afford to do it. And the ones who don't, you guys are the ones who I try and connect to every day. I want to share my truth, my information, because it shouldn't just be that the people with money should be able to have this information. All of us should. I've received it from people. Yes, I've spent thousands of euros learning from different people, going on seminars throughout 16 years, feeling, experiencing, learning, and put all this work and effort into it. And it's nice to be able to give back, to share with you so freely. And I do it out of my my empathy, my caring, my belief that we should share a common message of love and healing, and help people stop being fearful in life and take their own power back and make a difference in their life. To say one day, and I got a message a couple of days ago saying just that. And it was a beautiful message. I should share some of my messages. I don't know how to share them on here though, guys. That's the only problem. But some of the messages I get are like mind-blowing. Like, you know, I watched you 2 years ago, my life changed, and now I'm doing this, I've got this work, I'm doing this work. And it's like I get messages like that all the time. And I think what stops us is our limited belief, because we've been programmed to believe that we should just go to work 9 to 5, that's it. When there's so much more out there for you guys, there's so much more power that's within you to create whatever you want. I'm not saying a 9 to 5 job's wrong. I'm just saying that when you finish a job, there's so much more to life than eating, drinking, sleeping, working. And that's what this video is about, to help you become your guru, because you are, nobody is your guru, only you. And the only person you should ever bow to is yourself in the mirror, because you are an amazing guru. Once you truly grasp that, you then can create everything that your spirit always wanted you to when you came here, and when you were suppressed by everything that tried to stop you becoming the powerful, amazing soul that you always are and will be. So open up today, let go of your old teachings, let go of your old indoctrines, let go of the old belief systems, and relearn. Okay, learn, unlearn, and start again. Be your master, because you're amazing. You truly are. You really are amazing. And once you grasp that, once you know you're amazing, and once you let go of all the fear around you, and once you start creating your life and believe that your life is worth creating, you will change your world, and you will change everything in it. And that's how we raise the vibration of this world. Have a great day, guys, from my heart to yours. Please nip over to Mark Bajerski Crystal's channel, subscribe, and watch the latest video that I'm going to put up today for you. It's pretty interesting. Take care, guys. Thanks.